What's up? Been a minute. Welcome back to the channel. Probably plenty of questions about where I've been, what I've been up to. Well, after the last YouTube videos, it became a little bit harder for me to keep up with the content. I took a break mostly to try and recoup. I was gonna make a video for both Milwaukee and Las Vegas. Milwaukee was a little bit more feasible as somebody that I was working with that played my deck got into the top 128. They were a game away from earning a top 32 slot. So the video would have transitioned into their run, but I couldn't bring myself to make a video. I didn't feel like I had the result that I wanted personally, but I needed to brush that aside. Then on to Vegas. I started trying to make a video again, but halfway through that event, I stopped recording, and I also did not make day 2 again. But today we're here in Seattle, Washington for the Pokemon Regional Championships. I'm going to be playing Absolbox, which after its exceptional performance at EUIC, it seems like the deck to beat, but I've been playing it since just a few weeks before EUIC, where I ended up winning a cup, and just last weekend I won a second cup on the deck. I've been tweaking with the list, trying to land on a perfect 60. I have 2 ideas right now, and I think I'm going to have to suss out which one I want more. One is Toedscruel involved, and the other one is Erika's with 2 Yveltal. I'm not sure the Erika's is the best play just because that tech is now known, but if anything, maybe it being known will make people think that people won't play it. But my other option is a Toedscruel list that features an unconventional card for non-Zoroark heads in Okidogi EX, which in this deck it would fulfill the same role as going Arven for Turbo Energize, but instead if I have a single energy in my hand, instead of having to Turbo Energize, I can just go right into Okidogi and establish both Toads as threats for the following turns. So even against specifically Gholdengo, if they KO my Okidogi, they still have to burn 5, maybe 6 energy, and then I can immediately establish a Toad and start going from there. So I'm going to go look at the vendors, check in with some judges and ask a few questions. And besides that, I'm gonna get ready for my list preparation, and you guys will see what I come down to, and I'll catch you up when it's tomorrow. Happy Pokemon Day. I settled for my Toedscruel with Okidogi version. I felt that Okidogi was better versus Gholdengo and that Toad had more uses than Erika's Invitation. I had planned to add Binding Mochi or Tool Scrapper, but I was unsure what to cut for space. Good morning. Here at the Seattle Regional Championships on February 28th, Saturday morning, day of competition. It's about 45 minutes until 8:30, which is the playtime. But right now, I'm gonna go hunt down some of my buddies. They asked me to buy them some cards before today, so we'll catch up with them. All right, 0-0-1 played against a Dragapult player. It was a pretty close match. Game 1, game 1 I started Okidogi, which is fine. It's like honestly one of the best things that lets me continue to play the game against them. But I just slowly got bullied out, and at the very end of the game, I didn't have Double Monkey just to clear a bunch of damage off my board, and he was able to just bump Stadium Boss Latias with 10 damage on it and kill it for 2 prizes. Game 2, he started off really slowly. He seemed kind of like out of it because his hand seemed pretty weak, and it was not like quick, but after I took like my 3rd prize, I think we scooped up, and went into game 3. Game 3, he calls second. I open a really bad hand. There's definitely a different way that I should have played that hand, but I just attached Dark to my Okie Dokie after starting it with like Blood Moon and a Toad Scroll in my hands. So I just decided that I should have attached. I had Mist Energy and Dark, and I should have attached Mist Energy because it would have protected it from Phantom Dive, and then it also still would have fulfilled the cost in case I drew Monkey Dory on my next turn. But ultimately, the round played out, and my opponent was actually unaware that it went back to +3 turns in time. I just bossed and clutched his Fez. I think I was setting up for a stronger endgame than him. I'm not 100% sure. I didn't have any way to generate damage besides using Clutch, so it was just gonna be like Clutch Pass, Clutch Adrenabrain Pass, Clutch Adrenabrain Pass, whatever. I feel like if that game goes on any longer, I was trapping his Fez, so I would have had 10 turns. But he had a Dusclops on his bench, so if he just drew into Turo, which I don't even know if he played Turo, if he drew into Turo, he would be able to Turo Fez and then go in with a Phantom Dive and maybe set up something. But yeah, 0-0-1, which is fine. Just got to focus up and make sure that in the next one I get a conclusive result, even if it's a loss. I feel really good. The lack of search maybe is a little bit harmful, but I feel pretty strongly about how my deck is built, and I'm ready for whatever comes next, because I was sitting next to a couple Dingo, I sat next to a Garchomp, there was an Alakazam to my right. I dodged the Gholdengo for 1 round, but obviously, without knowing what the meta share is, I'm not sure what is the higher one between Gholdengo and Pult. And both I feel like are good matchups, especially at least with my list. So. Okay, 101. Just played against Brittany, I believe is how you say her name. She was on Rotom Box, like the Gadget Show Tool Drop Rotom Box. It was not, unreasonably close. In game 1, she put herself to basically a 0-card hand, and I was swinging with Kangaskhan. She put down Tatsugiri. I think I should have just bossed it and KO'd it, but thankfully I got there in the game 1, even after a late game Iono that put pretty much all the pieces to KO one of her 2 prizes off the bench. And then in game 2, it was pretty close again, mostly because I started behind, had to go first, and my first deck search showed me that I had prized both my Turbo Energize. Didn't have any way to accelerate to the board besides just attaching and then eventually E-switching off. But between Monkey Dory and, that's cool. Between Monkey Dory and Kangaskhan just being super tanky, thankfully I had a bunch of damage that I was able to stack on my board because they swung into my Fez without taking the knockout. And then I started flipping all the damage. Monkey Dory doesn't activate EXP share, which is great. So got to put a bunch of damage back on them on that, and took a KO, took 2 KOs actually on Rotoms with Adrenabrain. But at the very end of the game, I thankfully was able to pull one of my Turbo Energizes, and I just had to hope after an Iono they didn't have a boss's orders in their hand just to take 2, because we were winding down in time, and thankfully they didn't have it. I had Irritated Outburst for 300 on one of their Rotom EXs on the bench, as well as moving 2 Adrenabrains worth of damage onto Rotom that I had prepped with 30, and taking 3 prizes in 1 turn to end the game. She was a first-time player, but she seemed like she was having a good time, and that's the important thing about the regional experience. 101, and hoping to be on the up from there. Back with an update after round 3. I'm 1-1-1. I played against Ricky Smith, who is somebody actually associated with the group that I'm with for this event. And he's on the deck that the rest of them are playing, which is 4-3 straight Crustle. So it was actually really close. We played a 35-minute game 1. I made 2 big errors. I think. One was that I pennied something with 0 damage on it, burns one of my 2 pennies, which the pennies are super important in that matchup. And I was like 99% sure I knew that their list wasn't playing Xerosic, so I just let my hand get huge. And my other mistake was that I benched all my Monkey Dories super aggressively, and whenever I would attach for turn to one of them, he would just boss and KO it, so I was always down a Dark and a Monkey at the same time. And I didn't just wait until I could commit Mist for Turbo Energize and the other Mist to my Yveltal so I could have an attacking option. It was really, really close. I think if I would have saved one of my pennies instead of just burning it to try and get one more bench space back, I would have been able to have enough health in play that after I KO one of his Crustals, you know, if I run him out of enough healing resources, which surprisingly between Vital and 4 Jumbo Ice Cream, I managed to do that, but it just barely wasn't enough. I don't know. If we would have played another game, we definitely would have just ran out of time. I was really, really, really close. I'm not gonna complain. I knew they were on it, but so I knew what their exact list was even, but yeah, I just wasn't able to bring it close enough. I made 2 goofy mistakes, and that was it. So 1-1-1. I still feel really good. I still like where my list is at, and we'll see what I hit next. Not sure if I'm gonna see a Dango, but I'm ready for it. Coming to you after round 4. Just took it 2-0 against the mirror match. Okidogi did what I expected it to, which was set itself up really fast and hit really hard early. I won the coin flip, so in game 1 I got to go second, and I got to establish Okidogi, charge up to itself, get it poisoned in the active spot. It's a spot where after the turn he had Bravery Charm and TM Energize, which is just rough, but ultimately I got the first hit off. I put some damage on the Absol, swung into his Mega Kangaskhan. He had Penny in response, and from there though I just maintained the lead. But yeah, currently 2-1. Game's still good. In game 2, I put down Toad Scroll to and then killed his Pecharunt, and then he didn't kill my Toad Scroll back, so then I killed Latias, so he had 0 movement. So he was never getting to use Kangaskhan for the rest of the game. And he put down Cornerstone Ogerpon, which was fine. And I had just unprized my Team Rocket's Watchtower, and he used Claw of Darkness, got rid of a boss. His second Claw of Darkness, he got rid of Iono. And then after the second Claw of Darkness, I won the game. But the Team Rocket's Watchtower was in my hand for both of them, so I very easily could have just selected it, and then I wouldn't have had an easy 2-2-2 prize map. But we just didn't see that, like, I had that line if I had another Gust effect. Regardless though, we are 2-1 going into round 5. Time was just called, so it's probably gonna start soon. Alrighty, just finished round 5. Played against Ben Doberstein. Super friendly guy, really positive. He was on Goldango Lopunny with Hilda and Legacy Energy. I don't think he played what's it called? I don't think he played Genesect because he had Lilies in his deck, as well as Ultra Ball on top of Hilda, which just gave him plenty of search options to get from a basic board to his 2 prizers. Game 1, I just made a huge misplay because I went into Okidogi without attaching Bravery Charm to it. So I Poisonous Musculature, attached 2 Dark, took 1 damage, and I was at 240, and he had already established Bunny the turn before, so I immediately went in with Gale Thrust, and then I died to my own poison, which was an unfortunate misplay on my end. because I didn't force him to go into a Goldango to take the knockout and spend his energy because I had Toad's Cool established. So that game wrapped up pretty shortly thereafter. Going on to game 2, I started Psyduck, which is unfortunate because that's one bench space that I'll probably never get back unless I get enough time off to penny it. Regardless, he had an okay setup, but really only established Solrock with an energy and Lunatone. But he was able to use Lunacycle, and he felt like he was in a comfortable enough position to be able to attach that energy for turn to his active. After that, I turbo energized to an Absol just to make sure that I didn't put Dogi down, even though it seemed like I was in a pretty decent position. And I don't know, it was just rough because I think I was pretty close to stabilizing even with a guy on my board, because I had Latias, Kangaskhan, Absol, both my Toad's Cools with Ultra Ball in hand for Toad's Scroll whenever I felt like it was necessary to go into. Yeah, it was, I don't know, it was just really close. It wasn't even really close, but like, it was just 2 good games. Ben was a super positive guy. We traded Twitter handles. He knows some of the people that I know locally, so I have someone to talk to them about now if ever they show up to some events. But regardless, 2-1. This is a spot that I've been in before, plenty of times actually. It's where I was at when I was day 2 at NAIC, similar spot to Milwaukee and Vegas, but I wasn't able to convert those into day 2. So gonna cross my fingers, hold on tight, and get ready for my next match. All right, end of round 6. Just played against a Goldango, second Goldango of the day. An expected matchup, especially with, you know, something I hope to see with the Toad Scroll on my list. But unfortunately, things didn't pan out. 2-3-1 is my final record for the Seattle Regional Championships. Good luck. And at 2-3-1, you just can't make day 2. I could play out for 4-3-1, top 128, get some points, but I had some family in town that I came to visit, and they've been very gracious to let me have my entire Saturday for this. So that'll be it for this vlog. 2-3-1. Unfortunately, couldn't go the distance in the end. Reflecting on it, I could have just played 2 Toad, 2 instead of 1. Maybe get another Ultra Ball in there instead of the Nest Ball. But ultimately, I feel like my play was good. My last opponent had Lana's Aid, which doesn't matter in front of Toad Scroll, but if I would have played the Frillish line, it would have been there. And then also they had started setting up Baneri very aggressively with Evo. And yeah, just a very unfortunate series of events that led to this tournament run, but that's okay. Had a really good time. Got to see my buddies, talk to a few people, saw some of the top of the game. Yeah, that'll be it for me. Okie dokie was great, but my list wasn't quite enough. All right, coming to you with day 2 coverage. This is James LaRue, a KC local that has been playing actively for the last 8 months. Yeah, at least since the start of the year.
Yeah. Back, yeah.
But right now at the Seattle Regional Championships, this guy is 9-1-1 in 11 rounds, 2 away from being able to ID into the top cut bracket. So James, how's it going today?
It's good. I am 9-1-1, like you said. So my one loss was Pidgeot Control. There's no way for me to win that one because he runs Dedenne with a Lux Cape, and I run no damage modifiers. So all he did was cycle Penny over and over and over again until I decked out. It was very frustrating way to lose, but the tie was against a Greninja, which I should win that match, but he was heavily teched for Crustle, he said. Ran 2 Klefki, ran multiple Dusknoir line, ran 2 Jamming Towers. I tied, beat him pretty badly in game 1. Game 2, he kind of sacked me because I had nothing but a Crustle out. Couldn't get another double out, so he just double Dusknoir'd me. And then game 3, he kind of played a little slow, but we tied there. I've ran into no Guardy, thankfully. Definitely would not be up here, I don't think, if I ran into a Guardy, but, you know. I've ran into 3 Poltzards, 2 Dango. Just ran into Miraidon in rounds, I think this is 10?
11.
11.
This is 11, next one's 12.
I don't even know, my brain's smashed, so. Somehow ran into a Miraidon round 11, got very lucky there too, so. Just trying to take it game by game. Never made top couple before, so like it.
Yeah, you said that Guardy was your worst matchup, but it seems like a lot of them are below you at the 7 or at the X2 record instead of at the X11. So you know, hopefully that plays into your favor and you can keep going up. I know you said that you saw some Grimmsnarl around as well.
Yeah. Which, I mean, best thing I could do against that is just attack the weak side of the board. Really target the Frostlass. Because they don't run a lot of recovery in Grimmsnarl. They may run a 2 to 3 stretcher, but if you take out a Frostlass line, it's really hard for them to keep it rotating. It's not easy, especially if they have Badoo, but that's why I run Spiky. So.
Yeah. Tell me about your list. I played against fellow Crustle enthusiast Ricky Smith, who's in our group, day 1 and round 2.
Yeah.
Spiky Energy, Mist Energy.
So. We run
reversal?
2 reversal, 3 spiky, 4 mist. Honestly, could use the 4th spiky, but the 4th mist was too important. Basically, the spiky was for Dragapult was a really struggle matchup for us. I've only run into 1 Dragapult so far. I beat him, but the spiky energy is really important because if they swing with Dusknoir, that take 2 and you can one-shot them. And then we also have Gravity Mountain as well. It helps in Absol because they want to charm the Yveltal, and if they're poisoned with 1 spiky, you one-shot them. With 2 spiky, no poison, you one-shot them. So it's come up in a lot of games, honestly, and I think that is what makes our list a little bit better than the other Crustles because they don't run that, and so they struggle with Yveltal and Dusknoir and all them. So. I don't know. I've hit a little bit lucky, but I think our list has really helped us a lot.
Yeah, well, I had a part in that, didn't I?
Yeah.
Alrighty. Hey, well, good luck today, all right?
Yeah, man. Hopefully
Thanks for joining me.
Yeah, of course.